Randy Baumann and the
just talking a little
Morning
pan
Show.
this morning. Frank Caliendo from ESPN joining us. Frank, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, hi. How are you there, buddy?
I'm doing well, fellas, lady.
That's really
I don't want to add Val to the fellas part.
That's good. I'm glad that you separate
nice,
her.
yeah.
She
I don't
deserves
mean
it.
to separate. I just want to.
I'm glad you segregated her.
Yeah,
you
this
know,
is-
I
That's
really.
what I was thinking.
It's a unisex show. It's
Is this like Jane Crow laws? I don't like that.
Well, we went up right to the goal line there before we were able to get this thing worked out. But we have you on the fancy satellite ISDN there, and that's nice. It sounds great.
Yeah.
You're in your home studio in Arizona?
Yeah, I just I woke up, rolled out of bed, and log rolled into my office. Did a little egg roll. Remember those are two of my best tumbling moves: the egg roll to the log roll. Great transition.
Yeah. just so somersaulting and then a full side to side rollover. That's nice.
Yeah, it's better than my tripod to headstand.
These are not necessarily yoga poses, I think, that are encouraged early in the morning.
Are they yoga poses?
I don't
'Cause
even
we used to
know.
just do that downward
Downward dog and call it a day? Just
downward dog, the bounty hunter.
crawling around trying to get everyone
Let's
on
talk
the
what's
course.
really important, guys. Trump, come on. He's gonna be president.
Did you hear, first of all, Frank Caliendo with us on the DV Morning Show, did you hear about his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
Was it defaced?
It was defaced. His
Let me
star.
just say this, Randolfo. My Hollywood star, being defaced, is still the most luxurious star, even defaced. It's the star everybody wants to walk on right now. Whether they want to walk across it, around it, stomp on it, it doesn't matter. I'm building a wall around my star and a bridge over it, a glass bridge over my star.
Like Pearl Harbor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic for the Japanese, not so good for us, but it changed dramatically very quickly. It went from them getting a leg up on us to suddenly we're rebuilding Tokyo. Think about that for a second. That's what we do. When we're great, as when America was great back in the day, we could take anybody down and rebuild them the way we wanted to. Listen, it's the same thing I do with Legos.
No, it isn't. It's completely different.
Have you seen the Lego movie?
I have.
I was talking to Val.
You don't usually like women. I'm surprised.
It's not. No, I definitely. I love women. I love.
You do?
Yes. I not.
Well,
I
it's
don't
just-
like. I don't like to hear them talk. But I do. I do. Is that Bill Crawford?
Yeah.
Bill Crawford is the greatest co-host in the history of radio because he makes the other host seem that much better at what he does. That's what's great about Bill Crawford. All you need is to hear Bill Crawford for a second, and you realize how hard the job of radio actually is. And it's not for lack of effort. He tries about as hard as anyone I've ever seen. Remember at the end of the Jerry Lewis telethon when Jerry would be struggling to get through at the end? He'd be very tired.
Sweating, yeah.
That's Bill Crawford all the time. That's what I love about Bill is he gives 110%. And the fact of the matter is there's no such thing as 110%. You can only give 100%, which is why I think that Bill Crawford is imaginary.
He's imaginary.
Imaginary, like imaginary numbers. Do you remember imaginary numbers in mathematics? There was a concept called imaginary numbers. They didn't exist, but they taught you about them. That's what's wrong with Common Core.
Wait a minute, I'm now very confused. We switched to Common Core. It was a completely separate issue from whether or not
I'm building a wall between teachers and students, and it's called Common Core. That's the wall. We've got to get rid of all government.
You know, a lot of people had some issues, Mr. Trump, with things you had said about your daughter I don't know.
Creepy things.
Yeah, that you've talked about her beauty in a way that seems...
She's fantastic looking. She really is. And you know why? Because I see half of me in her. If you could look, it's not that it turns me on. It's not that I turn me on. But listen, I could go all night with myself. In fact, yes, I could go 110% with myself. That's actually 200%. It's not even imaginary. There was an episode of the Superman series back with, remember George Reeve?
Yes.
There's Christopher Reeves, I believe, and George Reeve.
Yes. Yeah.
George Reeve ended up shooting himself. It was a terrible situation.
Right.
But
the movie Hollywoodland was about that.
Yes, fantastic movie. Haven't seen it, just know about it. I've seen some tomatoes on Rotten Tomatoes. By the way, Rotten Tomatoes, that's a fantastic website if you're thinking about ketchup. It really is. George Reeve, in this episode of Superman, splits himself in two so he can stay in jail and remain part of the justice system, but also save the Earth. And that's... I forgot where we were going with that.
You're splitting yourself in two?
I do split myself in two. It's like splitting an atom. It's that much power.
So will you be
nuclear.
your own running mate then?
I've decided to clone myself. I have.
So it's going to be a Trump ticket?
Yes. Have you seen Willy Wonka?
Yes, I have.
The newer one?
Well, yes.
Where they clone all the tiny people?
Yeah, the Oompa Loompas.
Same colorization as me. I think of myself as a giant Oompa Loompa with an oversized red tie. That's what Oompa Loompa doobity doo.
Is that going to be the
I've got a message for Hillary and you. If you're going to think you're going to win. What? I didn't have a rhyme for it. I can stop.
That's okay. I'm sure the other Trump will come up with the rhyme for that.
Of course I will. I'm right here.
I didn't know if you were going to replace Hail to the Chief with the Oompa Loompa song if you win.
I would love to.
So when you entered a room as president...
Hold on. How about this? Da 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 do 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 do. Goes right into it, just like the wedding march and the funeral song. Very similar.
They are, yes, and there's some irony inherent there. Mr. Trump, you've said so many mean things about so many people.
Well, it's because so many people are so stupid.
Well, the Mexicans in particular, Latinos in this country.
I love Mexicans.
Well, that's not how you've phrased it in the past.
I don't like Mexico. You know what Mexico's doing?
What's that?
They're screwing us over with the Chinese.
How?
Because they're engaging China in a way that gets ISIS involved.
How?
That they're just doing it.
See, you keep saying things, but you don't explain your rationale.
Well, does Hillary Clinton explain her rationale?
Yeah, actually,
what does she do? Oh, I wiped it. No, I didn't. You know how many times I've said that? Do you?
You've had.
Do you, Randolfo? Randolfo, building a wall.
You've also had wiping issues.
Of course I have. It's hard when you run out of gold-plated toilet paper. You know, sometimes it happens. You can't. It's not something you can reach under the stall and get from somebody else. If you run out of it. Listen, I haven't gained weight. It's not that I'm heavy. I'm wrapped in gold toilet paper.
That's true.
That's also what my hair's made out of. Gold
toilet paper?
Gold toilet tissue.
Well, that's interesting. I wasn't
It's luxurious.
aware
It really is.
Your other Republican, the other Republicans.
Who? Name them.
Bobby Jindal.
Oh, I hate him.
Well, he is.
He's a loser.
Well, he is.
Loser.
Trump is like the Rotten Tomatoes for all the other candidates.
Yeah, it appears that way. Well, Jindal has claimed, that you're an illegitimate candidate.
Why would he do that? I'm perfectly legitimate. Listen. Bobby Jindal is doing a terrible job out there in Alaska.
No,
he's
he's in Louisiana. Actually.
Same thing.
No,
same thing.
Really far away.
No. Compared to what? The moon?
Well,
compared to the moon, it's right next to us.
That's
Randy.
Perspective,
sure, exactly.
Right. But Dr. Ben Carson now, he's gaining a little bit.
He's a terrible doctor.
How do you
know who I'm friends with? No, you know who I'm friends with?
Who?
Dr. Phil. That's a doctor. If Dr. Phil had been around, I'd still be married to one of my first wives.
So are you going to appoint Dr. Phil to something in your cabinet if you're elected?
Yes, I'm going to make him Secretary of Ben Carson.
He's just going to take care of Ben Carson? That's a very specific job.
Well, Ben Carson can't even take care of himself, so how can he be president?
What about Carly Fiorina? You said some nasty things.
Look at her. What do you want me to say now?
Well,
I mean as a candidate, not physically.
Okay.
Listen. Look at me. I'm not the most beautiful person. Well, I am the most beautiful person in the world. It's hard to compare Carly Fiorina to me because this is just amazing when you take a look at me. Remember when Bugs Bunny would dress up like the girl bunny? If I did that, listen, it would be over. People would say, I am Kate, forget about it. I am hate because nobody cares. If I were dressed up, if I went fully the other way, which I could do, it's acceptable now. It's fine.
Wait, well, it's not a choice you make. It's not. I mean, you know.
No, I have the feelings inside.
So you actually could be transgender.
Possibly.
You haven't decided yet.
Yes. If I want to court that vote, I would decide.
Well, how are you doing with women as a whole?
They love me.
Women love you.
Yes.
You've said some awfully misogynistic things.
Of course I do. And I discussed it with my harem, and they think it's all fine.
Well, you know, you're very big on illegals, but you seem to date and marry them a lot.
Well, I love women from different cultures. If all the illegals were beautiful women that had exotic looks, I would want them working every job possible, not just the lower level jobs. I mean, listen, if somebody was going to build a wall, would you like to see who's my current wife? Melania? I get them all screwed up.
I think it's Melania.
Melania, Hassan Pfeffer Incorporated. I will go all the way to 1970s Milwaukee-based television to find a joke that fits in this situation. Schlemazel. Hassan Pfeffer Incorporated. Yeah. Without them, there would be no Happy Days spin-offs other than Mork and Mindy. And a terrible thing that's happened to Robin Williams. I loved him.
Yeah, that's okay.
Covering a lot of ground here.
Yeah, we're getting off on a tangent here. But you know, you're really doing bad though in the polls with Latino.
Badly. If you're going to discuss, use the correct adverb, Randolfo.
Right. You're doing badly in
the
polls.
Well, I'm not. First of all, that's a lie.
With Latinos.
Latinas.
No, that's just.
That's who you want to date.
That's who you want to date. Yeah.
No. Well, yes, but what was the question?
What would you do to the tax?
You're a loser, Randy. Next question.
What would you do to the you see?
How come you only had Bobby Jindal?
Jeb has.
It's not even his real name.
What do you mean, Jeb's not his real name?
No, it's an acronym.
From what?
Jerky, egomaniacal. Can I say the word B-A-S-T? I don't even know what I can say on your radio show.
Sure, you can say that.
I don't want to. The audience knows.
All right. He's a jerky,
Look it up.
egomaniacal-
Look it up. Jeb is not his name. It's
All
not
right,
his name. He's on the witness protection program. He killed a man.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Who'd he kill?
Bobby Jindal.
Well, hold on a second.
He killed Bobby Jindal's career.
What you're failing to realize is that these guys
I'm not failing anything.
Well, they're saying that you don't know what you're doing and that your tax plan is going to sink the economy.
Why would it do that?
Because you want to tax the rich, which is sort of an anti-Republican tenet.
Republicans are stupid.
Well, you are you're running as a Republican.
Oh, that's right. Well, here's the thing. Other Republicans are stupid. Sometimes a billionaire, you could tax is there such a word as gazillionaire? If it's not, I'm going to coin it right now. And when I say coin it, I'm coining it in the greatest mint of all time, platinum. It's going to be a platinum coining of a phrase.
So you've platinumed a phrase.
Well, I've platinumed a phrase, but it's a platinum mint. You can actually have it after dinner.
It's that kind of mint.
And it's like dessert. It's fantastic.
That's great.
It really is.
Well, you know, the other candidates aren't really happy with you as well.
What other candidates?
Scott Walker.
Walker, think about this for a second. Have you ever won a race being a walker? No. Be a runner. That's the problem with Scott Walker. He's always walking. You ever see Have you ever been seen one of those pamphlets where they show the little runner going across? Here's the amount of money we're trying to get to.
Yes.
And there's a turtle. That's probably Scott Walker.
Scott Walker's the turtle.
Turtle, and not even the tortoise. A regular turtle, not the tortoise from the Tortoise and the Hare. I'm actually talking about just a turtle. One of those turtles that Mario jumped on. One of those spinning turtles that knocks the other turtles off the screen, and then they don't exist anymore. That's Scott Walker.
For somebody who has
I'm a hammer brother. I'm a turtle who throws. I'm a turtle who throws hammers, hatchets, whatever, what have you, depending on the level of play you're at.
Sure. But
only on arcs. I only throw them. By the way, the McDonald's studio. I throw them in arches, just like the golden arches.
Yeah.
Of course I do, and you were careful because that's a sponsor.
Well, I was, but Rick Perry apparently seems to be out of the race, and you don't have to worry about him any longer. Would he be a potential running mate?
Absolutely not. I'm not a fan of Rick Perry, and mostly because I like Steve Perry. Steve Perry was a friend. I have a rule that I only like one Perry in my life.
Is that a steadfast rule?
Sherry, I'm in love. Yeah, that was actually written about Melania.
Really?
Yes.
Why they call her Sherry?
Well, if you were going to have the perfect drink, it would be a sherry as well.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I wasn't aware that you were a drink.
Hold on. Is that what...
But that's not all. Ted Cruz has recently claimed that you are feckless and you have no platform.
Well, that's the thing about Ted Cruz. He's the one with no platform and he's just on cruise control.
Oh, yes.
He's not even hitting the accelerator. He's just driving around on the freeway, and he's got one of those things where he doesn't have the sensor and he's bumping into people. That's the thing about Ted Cruz that I don't like.
Iowa seems to love you, sir. Your polls have reflected as such.
Well, I went to the university. I'm a Hawkeye.
You did?
Yes. I visited there. I didn't go to school there and earn a degree. I just visited the school. That's what you do in politics. You just say something that kinda is true, and people accept it.
Yeah, you seem to be catching on to that very
Sure,
well.
absolutely.
Yeah, that seems to be working well for you.
What about any other politicians?
Mike Huckabee.
Hickabee. He's from the Hicks.
He's from Arkansas.
Yeah, not Arizona.
No.
Arizona's the Wild West. A lot of scary people there. But
Wait, what do you mean a lot of scary people there?
Well, they shoot each other
No,
from the freeway.
That is actually
Mike Huckabee actually shoots people from the freeway with Bobby Jindal.
No,
he has. I've
the
seen
two
them.
of them are
I've
not
seen them
on a shooting spree.
I've seen them doing it.
You can't say those things.
I've seen it all.
Mike Huckabee has taken up the case of Kim Davis, and he is sort of a spokesman for
He's shooting down marriage permits.
That's right. See, the evangelicals are behind him.
Well, you can have evangelicals behind someone. I have actual angels behind me, so... I mean, the evangelicals are once, but they're still earthly. I go beyond earth and all the way into the heavens to get my backers. Well, that's because you're not paying attention. You're starting to remind me of Bill Crawford.
No,
the only one I like there is Val. She does a fantastic job. If I was in traffic in the Pittsburgh area, if I were on the Cherry Tree exit, if I were Green Tree. No, Cherry Tree. I'm a Cherry Hill.
No.
Cherry.
No, that's New Jersey.
Boulevard of the Allies.
Yep, got that one right.
Boulevard. Bullying is also another boulevard. We're going to have to change the name of that to because it sounds like bully.
Okay.
Boulevard.
But you are a bully. I thought you embraced bullying.
No, I'm a leader.
Well, all right.
There's a difference.
Well, the interesting thing about that is that yesterday...
Listen, when Tiger Woods was winning golf tournament after golf tournament, he was on the leaderboard. He was bullying all the other players, but they didn't call it the bully board. They called it the leaderboard, and that's what I am. I'm a leader on the PGA Tour of life.
Jesse Ventura said yesterday that he thinks he would be the best running mate to go alongside of you on the ticket.
Jesse Ventura is fantastic, and if you listen to some of his old broadcasts, there is a guy who really understands what political correctness is all about. Yeah. Because you have the rules and you have Jesse Ventura. Remember Tito Santana?
Sure.
Do you remember? He used to call him Chico Santana. Now even I don't believe that was okay.
No, Chico.
I need to build a wall between Jesse Ventura and the boas he used to wear.
Well, that's probably not a bad idea.
Speaking of boas, Jake the Snake Roberts.
Wait.
I don't think he's around anymore, but if he were, Jake the Snake Roberts. I mean, all the WWF stars that have passed away. Captain Lou Albano.
Yeah.
Captain Lou Albano and I
Right.
would take over the universe. If I had Captain Lou as my wrestling manager, not only would I be the greatest president of all time, which I'm going to be anyways, I don't really need him, but I would also, what he'd add to me is my rubber band collection, which is the greatest rubber band collection anybody has ever had. I was originally cast to be in the Cyndi Lauper video.
I didn't realize that.
A lot of people don't realize,
No,
but I
yeah.
didn't have the time. I
Well,
was busy
girls-
with the USFL.
Girls. Girls just want to have fun. Would have.
They do.
Yes, they do. Now, have
That's
you,
what I say about Carly Fiorina.
Have you made Fiorina?
Doesn't rhyme correctly with what I'm thinking about.
Right.
That one was a mistake that actually turned out incredibly well.
It did. Yes, it
Really,
did.
I can't believe we're still doing
Me
this.
neither.
This is the longest improvisational. This is probably. I thought this was a 2-minute segment, and I know I'm probably getting a lot of people. When I'm saying I'm saying Caliendo because he's the one who's behind this, and he's probably getting a lot of people saying you're choosing a candidate right now. I'm like, no, this is the greatest gold mine. Sid, I don't care where you are politically. This is the most fun I've had since George W. Bush. It's been a lot of time, and I've enjoyed my time making fun of Listen, it's weird. I'm actually channeling Frank Caliendo through myself right now.
Wait, let me ask you one last question, Mr. Trump.
No, yeah, because that stuff was boring. Who cares about him?
Have you made peace with Megyn Kelly?
Well, if you call it making peace, I call it doing the Carly.
You're making something, right?
Well,
right.
Yes. You ever heard of Marvin Gaye?
Yeah, yes, I
He's
have.
playing in the background.
Okay, I think I understand what you're getting at, sir. But she was very upset about the bleeding comment,
she
as
had
you
blood
understand.
coming out of
Yeah.
her eyes.
Well, yes, of course. And a lot of people took that to mean the wrong thing. I had been binge watching The Walking Dead at the time.
Oh, okay, it's completely different context.
Yes, and if there's one thing Megyn Kelly is, it's a zombie. A Fox News zombie. They don't want me to win. You know why?
Why?
Because they can't buy me.
No.
You know who can buy me?
Who?
Me.
That's it.
I can buy myself.
You're the only person who can.
Just did it.
Mr. Trump, it's a pleasure talking with you, and we always appreciate it, but we have to go because Jon Gruden is waiting to talk about Monday Night Football, and we need to get to that.
That's going to be boring compared to this.
That's next TV.
Brought to you by GoDaddy.
Appliances and factory certified technicians. Call 412-221-7313.
Randy Baumann and the DVE Morning Show and Frank Caliendo on the line this morning. We say goodbye to Mr. Trump and welcome in right now Jon Gruden talking about Monday Night Football and tonight's matchup. Good morning.
I'll tell you what, man, there's 2 matchups tonight, and it is going to be tremendous.
Yeah, there are 2 games. That's right. Which one are you going to be at?
I'm going to be doing Atlanta, Philadelphia, and that's going to be a fantastic matchup right there. You talk about the high-powered offense. Listen, I tell you what, man, I want to talk Monday Night Football, but I'm starting to think about all those things Donald Trump said, man. I'm going to vote Trump, man. Listen, that guy is unbelievable. The gold-plated toilet paper.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that, man? There are kings in different countries. Saudi Arabia. They have never had some of the things that Donald Trump thought up in that last segment there.
That last segment alone, really.
That guy, I tell you what, man, Donald Trump, if I could have him as an NFL coach, he would be my guy, man.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm still right here, guys.
Oh, right.
I haven't left.
No. Which team would you like to coach, sir?
I would coach all of them.
I don't think you can do that.
At the same time, I would definitely do it.
I mean, you didn't do such a good job with the USFL. I mean, the NFL is...
Well, that's because it's just the U.S., and I'm about the entire world.
But
and
not China.
I want to make America great again, not the U.S. It was the America FL.
It's the same thing. I mean,
Well, to you.
well,
I'll tell you what, man, I love this country. I love everything about it. And I think Donald Trump, I believe that he could make America great again.
And not just that. We were talking about this earlier, Randy. I would make heaven great again.
you'd make heaven great again?
Absolutely.
But I mean, you said you had angels behind you, not the
Yeah.
evangelicals. But I mean, making heaven great. Heaven's pretty great,
That's a
isn't
tall
it?
task.
Well, it is, but a lot of people have been getting through underneath the gate. St. Peter is doing about as good a job, but with the amount of people, this world, and a lot of it is because of China. China has been reproducing at a massive rate.
Would you deport people from heaven? I mean, that seems a little.
Well, it's been done. Lucifer,
No, that was one time.
one very big time. Lucifer, who also, by the way, goes by the name, a lot of people don't know this, loosely translated, Lucifer actually in English is Hillary. I don't know
No,
if anybody.
it's not.
Yes.
I don't believe that's true.
Well, you don't have to believe. You just have to have faith.
But so you're saying that too many people are.
George Michael, fantastic. Just remember that song? You got to have faith.
Yeah.
Faith.
He's a friend of yours?
Absolutely. I've seen him in many a bathroom.
Well, was that
Just passing by.
Wait, was that from the days when you were trying to date Lady Diana?
Well, trying is a word that you would use because you don't know the truth.
Okay, what was the truth?
Well, it's pretty obvious.
You and Lady Di were an item?
Yeah. Well, for a while.
No kidding. What happened?
She got lost in my hair.
I'm sure there are many things in there. Probably some
And she's
action
one,
figures
and
there.
you know what? She's one that belongs in heaven. She
Yeah.
belongs there,
Okay.
and we need to keep people like her there, and others that are sneaking through. I have a problem with that.
Well, how do you propose to stop the people who are sneaking into heaven?
I'm just going to do it.
Of course.
Gonna build a wall?
No, I've already built the wall.
Where is it?
China.
You're going to lift the Great Wall of China up to heaven?
No, it's going to be the Great Wall of Heaven. A lot of people don't know about
I
it.
didn't know about that.
But it's metaphysical. It's
Okay.
something that you don't even have to build it. You have to just think really hard. And the problem with that is sometimes you end up with a little gas bubble.
Thinking gives you gas.
Can we talk about football,
I was
man?
hoping
What
so. I
happened
mean, I
here?
know
Donald
Donald-
Trump talking about Heaven's Gate.
Donald Trump's
That was a
giant-
fantastic cult, by the way, the Heaven's Gate cult.
the people with the sneakers.
Amazing job and
Yeah.
a great commercial.
Sure, the Haley's Comet one. Yeah, right.
There's a lot of gates in the NFL, especially when you're talking about the Patriots.
Well, of course, and there's also Antonio Gates.
That's what I thought. You
That's where I thought he was going.
thought he was
That's
gonna
why he's the 452nd best radio co-host in all of
Well,
Pittsburgh.
Donald, I know you're a big Giants fan, and I'm wondering if.
Well, those are the Giants. Speaking of Giants, those you don't see a lot of them anymore. Actual Giants.
No, actual Giants have sort of faded away. Yes, that is true. But the New York Giants last night blew it, and I don't know what Coach Gruden thinks of that effort. But Eli,
I'll tell you what, man, it's all about time management.
Just like your time on Earth.
why we're back. Mr. Trump,
Because of the angels and versus the angelicals.
please let him finish. So what? Eli last
Do you
night.
remember seeing the movie Angels in the Outfield?
Yes, I do.
I was one of them.
No, I didn't. You're. How could you be an angel? You're still. Your body's here on Earth.
Have you ever seen It's a Wonderful Life?
Yeah, Jimmy Stewart.
I'm Clarence.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Is that true? I thought. I mean, so are you?
Why do you keep talking to him, man?
I don't know. Are you the same angel that was like the Fonzie angel in that the movie where Jason Gedrick got in a car race?
I'll tell you what, man, I have no idea.
The Heavenly Kid.
Heavenly Kid.
Heavenly Kid. That was a fantastic movie. He was Fonzie-like, wasn't he? Wow, we have reached.
Peak pop culture obscurity.
It's unbelievable what's
Yeah,
going on here.
I
This
know.
is up there with Meadowlark Lemon and the Fish That Saved Pittsburgh, which I know that for you guys is a cult classic, but the rest of the country has no idea that Dr. J starred in that.
Yeah, he was in that movie. So, Coach Gruden,
I'll tell you
let's
what,
start-
man, I'm one guy who did know that, and Dr. J, tremendous. My favorite, Set Shot Buford, man.
Set Shot Buford, yeah.
I love the ability of Set Shot Buford. He did not leave the ground, but nailed it every time.
Yeah, sure.
Tremendous job
Yeah.
by Set Shot Buford,
Well,
man.
he was just a character, not a real guy. I mean,
In your world, man, but in my world, Set shot Buford, he's there every single day,
All right,
man.
so is Chip Kelly going to be able to get his first win of the season tonight for the Eagles?
I truly believe he is. I take a look at what Chip Kelly can do with that offense, and it's going to be tremendous. They are high-powered and ready to go, man. You add DeMarco Murray to that team,
sure.
which they did. And you end up with something tremendous, man. I look for the Philadelphia Eagles to be there not just to the end of the season, but a long way through the playoffs as well, man.
Oh, that's interesting. So, but the Falcons, though, having a tough time this year.
Well, I take a look at what's going on there. Matty Ice, we're going to see what happens with these guys. They've got the NFC South is struggling a little bit, but I think they can turn it around. It's going to be a big game tonight, but I don't think they're going to be able to beat the Philadelphia
Doesn't sound
Eagles.
like you've watched any film on the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, I got better things to do with my time. I'm out doing ground game for Trump, man.
Oh, no kidding. You're going door to door, huh?
Yep, making America great again, man. I got bumper stickers and T-shirts.
Really? What do they say?
Make America great again, man.
That makes sense.
I put comma and man after every one.
Well, that's great that you're stumping for him, and I'm sure that Mr. Trump is thrilled.
Listen, I don't even call it stumping because stumping makes it seem shorter.
What do you call it?
Grandizing.
Grandizing.
Grandizing. I have Jon Gruden. Couldn't think of his name. Went through all the Grudens. Jay Gruden, Joey Gruden, Jurgens Gruden, Jurgen Gruden.
Jurgen?
All of them.
There's a Swedish Gruden?
Of course there is. And a female Swedish Gruden. I almost married her.
No, yeah, well, of course, yes. Someone from another country.
I'll tell you what, man, these tangents are like starting to drive. This is worse than Tirico on acid, man.
Well, we're going to be watching tonight, and I know that Frank Caliendo is doing a one.
I'm here.
Okay,
I'm here.
You're doing side by side with Gruden tonight on Monday Night Football.
No, I'm not. What are you talking about?
You're like Tirico and then the two of you.
That was just a promo, but yeah. No, that would have been great.
You're
if
not
I
doing
was.
the double Gruden for the whole broadcast?
I wish I was.
Oh, I didn't think for the whole show. I thought there was going to be a segment though that you were doing that.
No. I wish they don't want me there the first game.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know.
So
Well, because it's like
They let me up there for the Pro Bowl, but that's about it.
Well, they had Dennis Miller up there for an entire season
I
once.
mean, that's my favorite thing is when he starts laughing at himself when Dennis Miller says, I mean, Billy. When he's on O'Reilly,
Yeah.
I mean, Billy. That's it's like taking a look at Frank Lutz over there.
He's a Pittsburgher. He's one of ours.
So is Jeff Goldblum.
That's very true. Jeff Goldblum is a Pittsburgher.
Apartments.com.
Listen, I've got condos.com.
Wait. Love Donald Trump is back. Well,
I never left.
You never
and
do.
I never will.
Well, when are you going to be? Are you going back on Fox
Have you seen
News?
Game of Thrones?
I have.
I'm like one of the dragons.
How so?
I breathe fire. Right on Carly Fiorina.
Well, that's might explain her appearance. Thank you so much for stopping by this morning, sir.
Winter is coming.
Well, that's
actually true.
It's actually true. I mean,
Of course it is. So everything I say is true. I don't speak mistake.
By the way, are the tickets I got? I'm coming to Pittsburgh.
March.
Yeah, it's right around the corner.
Yeah, it's after winter.
I think they're putting the tickets on sale like this week.
They are putting them on sale this week. You're going to be able to get tickets to see Frank Caliendo live here in Pittsburgh this coming March at the Carnegie Hall in Homestead. Live at the Carnegie Music Hall in Homestead. That's Saturday, March 5th, an 8 p.m. show. Tickets are on sale this Friday at noon. And, of course, we'll have all the information available for you at DVE.com, and we'll be telling you about it on Friday as well.
And the great thing is you'll be playing snippets of this for the rest of the year
Yeah, that's
until
true.
I'm president. That's true.
Right. All right.
I've decided not just to run for president. I'm running for King of Earth.
You'd be a good King of Earth.
I already have that ability.
Yeah, sure.
Not exactly the word. Listen, guys, the improv ability actually ran out during the first segment.
I could have done tremendous amount of time here, but I'll tell you what, I kept getting cut off by Donald Trump and Jeff Goldblum, man. I can't wait to tell my brother Jay, who's not going to win a game ever again.
Frank Caliendo on the DVE Morning Show.